Good morning, class. In previous class we have started with the first lesson of chemistry, that is matter and its composition, and we learnt about the properties of solid, liquids and gas. There is one property that was left, that is compressibility. So before we begin with kinetic theory of matter, we'll learn about compressibility. Now what is compressing? Compressing means squeezing or applying a pressure over a substance or matter and decrease its volume. Volume means the area that it is capturing. As in solids we see, if I take a piston and I apply pressure on solid, the solids cannot be compressed. Okay, you apply no matter how much pressure you apply on the solid. For example, you take a stone and you try to apply a pressure on it, it will break into pieces, but then it will not be compressed. Okay, it will not be squeezed. Coming to solids, coming to liquids, if I take liquid in a beaker and apply pressure over it, the molecules will move downwards. This is because of the intermolecular space. More the intermolecular space, more will be the compression. So these liquids can be compressed. So we say that liquids are slightly compressible. Solids are not compressible. Okay, so this is the property. Next one, we see gases. Gases are highly compressible because they have so much of intermolecular space. So when we apply a pressure with a piston, what happens is these molecules can adjust themselves and go down. Okay, this application we can see in LPG gases or the CNGs, that is compressed natural gas, CNGs. Compressed natural gases. What they do is in your LPG cylinders also, okay, when you shake this cylinder, you'll see you hear the voice of liquid, right? But when you on the gas, liquid does not come out, but it is the gas that is coming out. This is because the gas is compressed and it is kept inside the cylinder. Okay, and so if you put little amount of gas also, the cylinder will be filled, but then we have to put pressure on the cylinder and then fill in the gas so that there is maximum gas in the cylinder and we can use it throughout the month. So solids cannot be compressed, liquids are slightly compressible and gases are highly compressible. So we can write for gases highly compressible. So this was the left property of solid, liquids and gases. Now coming to the kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter states that the postulates that we are going to go one by one. Matter is made up of molecules. Matter, all matter, whatever you find, solid, liquid or gas, they are made up of small tiny particles. Those are called as molecules. These molecules are in constant rapid random motion. Means these molecules which you see, they are in constant motion. They keep on moving from one place to another, anywhere, random. They don't have any proper direction. In random motion they will be moving. The next one says molecules possess kinetic energy. Because they are moving randomly, they have a kinetic energy. We have studied about kinetic and potential energy in physics. So here we are learning about the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by the virtue of the speed of a moving particle. Okay, so it is whatever moves, okay, it has a kinetic energy. So this is what it is. So these particles we see, solids cannot move from one place to another, right? The molecules are compact and so they don't have kinetic energy. Their molecules cannot move, but they vibrate in their own places. Liquids have spaces, so the molecules move. They have kinetic energy. The maximum kinetic energy we can find in gases. So that was for kinetic energy. Next one is attractive forces between the molecules. We learned that there is a force of attraction between the molecules. The molecules keep together because of a force. Now these forces are known as Attractive forces between same kinds of molecules is called as cohesive forces. Okay, that means if it is a solid molecule, if a solid molecule is attracted towards a solid molecule, it is called as cohesive force. Second one, between different kinds of molecules, it is called as adhesive force, like a force between a molecule of liquid or gas or solid and liquid. That force is called as adhesive force. The next postulate says that kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. That means if we increase the temperature, if I take a solid liquid and heat it, what will happen? Or I take a solid and heat it, what will happen? If I take an ice cube, the molecules will vibrate more faster and they will increase in kinetic energy. Or you say in liquids, okay, you take a liquid and you start heating it, after some time you see boiling, the molecules are moving faster, so that kinetic energy is also increasing. So kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. The next one says, more the distance between molecules, less is the force of attraction. Now what happens? More the molecules are close to each other, more is the force between them, force of attraction. Liquids, they are far, so less attraction, force of attraction. Gases, least force of attraction. So more is the distance, less is the force of attraction. So these are the postulates of kinetic theory of matter. Coming to kinetic molecular theory. Now kinetic molecular theory, it has 2 points. First one, molecular arrangement of solid, liquid and gas, that we have learned from the first lecture only. We have known this solid, molecular arrangement, liquid and gases. In solids the molecules are compact, okay, they are very closely packed. In liquids they are little bit far from each other, and in gases they are the farthest. Okay, so that is the molecular arrangement of solid, liquid and gas. Next one, the kinetic molecular theory also tells you about the interconversion of state of matter. Interconversion of state of matter means changing of state from one state to another. The matter is changing, it is called as interconversion. Like a solid will change to liquid, a liquid will change to gas. This will happen because of temperature. Now we will discuss the temperature. As we said that kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. Now what we do, take a solid and start heating it. What will happen on heating? The molecules will start vibrating more faster, and because of the vibration they will move afar from each other. They will move afar from each other, that means they change into liquid. Now these molecules, if they go far, it will change to liquid. So this conversion is called as melting. Okay, this conversion is called as melting. Next one, solids will change into liquids, it is called as melting. Liquids will change into gases. Now if we take the liquid and heat it again, okay, first we heated the solid, now we are heating the liquid. If we take the liquid and heat it again, it will change to gases, because the molecules will again start moving faster and they go far from each other, so they change to gases. This conversion is called as evaporation. This we often see, okay, when we heat some water. Next one, now this is when increasing the temperature, right? We increase the temperature of solid, it will change to liquid by melting. We increase the temperature of liquid, it will change to gas by evaporation. Now we will decrease the temperature. What will happen? If we take a gas and we cool it, okay, like when your mother heats some water, okay, you put a plate over it. After some time you find some droplets under the plate. That is because the gas has been cooled because of the cool plate. So that it will change to liquid. It is called as condensation. This conversion is called as condensation. Take a liquid, again cool it, okay, like we take water and we freeze it. what will happen? It will change into ice, that is a solid form. So it is called as freezing. Freezing, or we also call it as solidification. Okay, if you want it, you can write it as solidification. Okay, freezing or solidification. Now there is one more conversion that takes place between solid and gas. The solids will directly change to gas and the gases will also directly change to solid. This process is called as sublimation. Example can be camphor. If you have seen camphor or naphthalene balls that we keep in winter clothes or the old clothes which we are not using for right now, in those we keep those white color naphthalene balls. Okay, those are examples of sublimation. This sublime product, what they do is they directly change from a solid state to gas without changing into liquid, or if we cool them, the gas will again change to solid without being changed into liquid. So this is interconversion of state of matter. Thank you. That is for today, and we'll continue in the next class.